Hey, thanks for watching 4Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen. This is part 3 and the last part of my Vacation Haul video series, and went over the comics that were the big stack of comics I got for less than a dime a piece. Went over the 25-cent comics. Today is the dollar comics day, and so just want to quickly get into these, the short stack of dollar comics that I got. Of course, I always have a reason for everything I buy, just like you do. It's oftentimes it's stuff I want to read. I'm just curious about. Oftentimes, however, variants and that kind of thing, catch my eye, and then just value or runs that I'm trying to complete. But just to start off, here is a Robin number 3, and to my knowledge, even with all the comics I have, this is the first one, and I do pick these up. It's the first one I've ever found that has the DC logo. It is a direct edition. It has that DC logo. Now this makes a lot of these collectible. Not every one of them, but some of these that have the DC emblem on there in the UPC box have gone up to $100 on eBay. And so this one I didn't look at. Haven't looked it up. Haven't seen what it's doing. But I thought, well, for $1, it's worth it if it's got the DC logo. So I have me a DC logo variant now, and I've never had one of those before. Okay, next is Captain America Volume 2, number 5. This is the first cover appearance of Ricky Barnes. I think it's Ricky Barnes. Of course, this is the Rob Liefeld Captain America that was done back when the Image guys were doing the Marvel big guns, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Iron Man, all of that. Yeah, this is Ricky Barnes as Bucky, and that's her first cover appearance, as I understand it. For a few weeks it seemed like that was doing something, but it just brought it to my appearance. First cover appearances being a big deal now. I thought that's a good one to have. I don't really think it's doing much right now. Now, this was one that wasn't even on my radar. I've never even heard of it. But this is Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, first appearance of Aaron Aikman, the Spider-Man. I'm not sure what to make of it. Haven't read it yet. It's kind of a cool looking costume / artist style in the costume. Looks like it may be a little bit manga, a little inspired, and that So it's interesting. It's always interesting to find out who these different spider people are from the Spider-Verse. So here's a really cool spread of him here, and if you've never seen this character, just kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So, first appearance of Aaron Aikman as the Spider-Man. Okay. You know me and the what ifs. The only regret I have on this what if is that I could only find part 1 of this story. This was a reader. This was for reading. But also with the TV show What If coming up on Disney Plus, you just never know which what ifs might be good to have. But this was What If, I think it's volume 1, but it may be volume 2. It is volume 2, published in 1994, number 67. What if Captain America were revived today? But it's a part 1. But look at the team. Those are all villains that he has gathered together as Avengers. So that struck me as an interesting read, and I will be chasing down issue 2 to that, because that's a story I think I'd like to read in completion. Here's another what if. This was also from volume 2, from October of 1996. This is one of those where what if for a while was a little bit darker. And what this one is What If, starring Cyclops and Havoc. It says their early years, their darkest years. So again, I'm always up for reading those Marvel takes a dark turn what if stories as well, so just like the what if stories. Okay. These next 2 I was really glad to find, because I have given up on being able to find the actual first prints of these. These are the first 2 issues of, and I'll show you the issue 2 in here in a moment. The original Ghost Rider, which means this is representing the first appearance of Johnny Blaze. This was published in 92 or 93, somewhere in there. But this is got the reprints, the Mike Plug art, which is great. And I love to have that. And I don't care what version I have that in, or what form I have that in, as long as I have that. And here's issue number 2. All right. So got some great Mike Plug art in there. And if you don't know who Mike Ploog is, do some research, man. He is worth seeking out. Now the rest of these are catching up on that Wolvie run that I told you I wanted to, or the next few. There's two more. I'll tell you what, I'll do those last. Let me do these two. Let's talk about The Mighty. The Mighty is a 12-issue series of which I have been trying to get every issue, so I could read the whole story. Published in 2009, several years ago, but finding these in the wild, and that's what I've kind of done. I haven't tried to go online and find them. Finding them in the wild has proven difficult. It has also proven difficult to find them in the wild in high grade. So I'm guessing that somebody loved these and read them and kept them. But this is issue number 7 of The Mighty, and just looking forward to having all of these so I can read them. These are purely for reading. The Mighty, I don't believe, is on any collectible radar unless it's just happened within the last few days or weeks and I wasn't aware. But the reason why I say it's for reading is you can see the dings. There's dings in this spine. I don't care. I just want to read all 12 issues. And I do have the two issue number 1 different covers. They have variant covers. I believe there's only 2 of them. All right, next is always grab these when I find them. This was an issue of The Comic Reader. The Comic Reader from November of 1980. So quite a few years ago. I love these because they were newsprint inside, but even the covers were like a thicker newsprint. Okay, this was a Hanna-Barbera issue, or kind of a let's see, Hanna-Barbera and Harvey, I suppose. I believe Richie Rich and Casper and those. No, I guess those are Hanna-Barbera. Help me out there. But anyway, it's mainly a news magazine, and it told you what was coming out. If you've not had some strips in it, but if you're not familiar with The Comic Reader, that gives you an idea of what it was. But what caught my eye was this very cool, and it is a little bit tattered on the edges, very cool Hanna-Barbera illustrated back cover from 1957 to 1980. And look at all those Hanna-Barbera characters. This is another one of those publications that if you can find them, generally you're going to find them in fairly well-read condition. If you find them in great condition, good on you, because that's not easy. But it's just kind of an interesting, really kind of a neat back cover there, especially if you're a Hanna-Barbera fan, which I am, always have been. And so there's that. Now, lastly but not leastly, here are the Wolverine, the other Wolverines that I found in no particular order. There's issue number 76. These are all dollar comics. Okay. Of course, this is the run by Hama and Kubert, Adam Kubert, where Wolverine, the adamantium had been stripped from his bones. His healing factor was affected, and he just, it's just a really good, gritty series with lots of action and Wolverine getting kicked around a lot. But here's issue number 111. Like I said, no particular order here. Issue number 110. Really, some of these Adam Kubert covers were just amazing. Very cool covers. Issue number 79. Okay. Issue number 84. Issue number 86. And last, issue number 89. And so, just a great run. If you've never read the Larry Hama, Adam Kubert run of Wolverine from the 90s, I highly recommend it, even though I'm gathering them all up again for a second or a third read. I think this may be a third read. But, every few years I just like to gather them up again and read them. I think this time I'll probably keep them. But the last 2 times I've sold them off, it's because people wanted them, so I do that. Let me say this just about collecting. It's very cool to, if you have something in your collection for a time, no one can have everything that's hot. No one can have every key. And so but even not talking about keys, if you have a run or something like that you have read and it brought you a lot of pleasure, and you haven't read it for years and not sure if you will again, consider either selling that, letting that go, or giving that to somebody, maybe as an AOK or something like that, just because you know how much pleasure it gave you, it might give them the same amount of pleasure. It's kind of nice in this hobby to let things go from time to time and let somebody else enjoy having them, reading them, possessing them in their collection for a while. I've done that many times. You know me, there's very few keys that I'll hold on to and keep. You know, if they're really, especially if they're really busting the ceiling, back issue price wise. So anyway, just some thought, not advice or wisdom or anything, just some thoughts. All right. Anyway, that's it for now. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, do that. But otherwise, just thanks for watching 4Color Commentary, and we'll see you next time.